A year ago, YouTube's loudest cautionary tale pulled the quietest heist. One video, a new face, a line like a spell, 2 steps ahead. Overnight, the internet's favorite meltdown became a mastermind, and even his harshest critics compared the twist to a Darth Vader reveal. But that wasn't the whole story.
I know him. More than 90% of this internet know him. He had already told us way back in the day. He had told me and Nate his plan a long time ago.
2 creators, 1 collab, and a blow-up that split an entire niche. The Nikocado Avocado versus. Stephanie Soo feud wasn't just internet gossip, it rewired how audiences read performances online. Millions watched it unfold. Years later, the story still won't sit still. Here's what actually happened, why it escalated, and how a massive plot twist changed the way people look at both of them. He was once the internet's biggest joke. With his over-the-top, irritating mukbang persona, Nikocado Avocado, real name Nick Perry, was mocked and memed across the web. But here's what most people forget. His YouTube career didn't start with chaos. Back in 2014, Nick launched a vegan mukbang channel. At first, he wasn't even trying to shock people. He was trying to impress them with violin performances. 2 years later, everything changed. Nick announced he was giving up veganism. Why? According to him, he had serious health problems, a B12 deficiency, rotting teeth, and other issues that were piling up. On top of that, he said he was fed up with the toxic behavior in the vegan community.
My sex drive was terrible.
Really?
Terrible.
I wondered that. Okay.
Terrible. Wow. I developed hypoglycemia. I don't know if it's directly related to the veganism, but I never had that before.
What type?
Now, if I'm talking to you directly, Nikocado Avocado, I think you already know. You're not a stupid man. You know what you're doing is evil.
And that's when the transformation began. The same Nick who once claimed to care about his health started devouring giant fast food portions on camera. The bigger the plates, the bigger the views. His videos exploded. Millions of people were watching, but they looked like failed before and after clips. However, the fame came with a cost. His weight skyrocketed. And over the years, it wasn't just his body that changed. His entire attitude shifted. The pressure grew, the tension showed, tears on camera, breakup talks, a feed that looked more like a messy live stream than actual content. Fans who once watched for the shock value started worrying. The memes that built his brand were fading into something darker. A new theme emerged. This isn't funny anymore. But nobody thought he'd one day reinvent himself. The video landed with a jolt. Calm voice, new face, one mantra, 2 steps ahead. That panda head wasn't random. He said it's a reminder that social media isn't black and white. He said he'd shed roughly 250 pounds in secret. The timeline stunned viewers who'd spent years convinced they were watching a decline. Overnight, the narrative inverted. He wasn't spiraling, he was planning. While people couldn't figure out how he lost so much weight, the video went viral with over 50 million views. If the change was real, how did no one notice? The method was brutal in its simplicity. Pre-recorded videos dropped for about 2 years across YouTube/TikTok, edited to feel current. He shaved his head to avoid being recognized. He says a handful of creators helped keep the secret. Over exactly 800 days, Nick went from 411 to 158 pounds. The character he plays draws heavily on his theater background. The weight gain, the meltdowns, the heel turn. He says it was performance with a purpose, an illusion about control and the internet's appetite. He didn't stop there. As part of his so-called 2 steps ahead plan, he clapped back at creators who had opinions about him.
And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt, Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
Deliberate choice. That sound is deliberate, and the reason I did it is, as he pointed out, which was so creepy that he knew, it's for creepiness. It's supposed to be unsettling, like that fan in the background or that water dropping. I love when it's like real and not over the top with post-production. I like it to be like in the moment.
If he planned the reveal, did he plan the aftermath? Over the course of a year, Nick focused on maintaining his health and even underwent multiple surgeries to remove excess skin. January brought a facelift. February, a 360-degree body lift that removed roughly 10 pounds of skin. March, more tightening. These aren't stunts, they're signals. They say, I'm staying here. Not just thin for a thumbnail, thin for the rest of my life. For viewers who feared a rebound, the operating room updates felt like insurance. Health first, spectacle second.
Transformation. Hi, Nick. Nick of the future.
I said it would be very unique, extremely unique. I actually can't name one influencer who's going to do what I'm going to do.
But Nick, eager to tell his redemption story, saw the second phase of his plan fall short. He hyped a May-June 2025 live tour. Meet and greets, How I Did It talks, the whole roadshow. Then fans posted refund emails and screenshots. Reddit threads claimed thin ticket sales, including a Houston snapshot with 6 sold seats. The tour evaporated without a clear public reason. On YouTube, momentum is oxygen. Offline, it's math. Even if he wants to bow out on a high note, many online say he hasn't earned that ending. They reject the just a character defense and cite stunts that could influence viewers, mocking his own diabetes and staging a heart attack scare on camera. 6 years later, in 2025, as Nick reignited the same controversy, let's look at how his dispute with Stephanie Soo began. It started simply. In December 2019, Nick uploaded a mukbang with Stephanie Soo and fellow mukbanger Zach Choi. Cameras, food, small talk. Off-camera tension followed them on screen. Within days, Stephanie uploaded "Why I Am Scared of Nikocado Avocado," and the internet lit up. She said the friendly collab wasn't friendly at all. Pressure, lines crossed, a bad feeling that wouldn't go away. Her video spelled it out. She felt pushed to speak on the Veronica situation, manipulated in the moment, and unsafe after. She described boundary issues, unsettling texts, and even claimed he took photos related to her home security without permission. In her words, it wasn't drama, it was a breach of trust. Viewers rallied hard. Nick answered with a long response. He argued she had agreed to discuss Veronica, shared text to back his point, and framed her upload as narrative spin. But the crowd didn't move with him. Comments turned harsh. The clip became proof, for many, that the line between content and coercion had been crossed.
This lady has so much upset feelings against Veronica Wang, and let me tell you, it's a lot more than just pink hair dye, that she was willing to make a Shane Dawson documentary. 4-part, 2-part, 5-part series, hours long. You think people make documentaries over hair dye? And then Zach says she never even replied to the last text. He says, I don't think she liked it pretty much when I said she shouldn't do it unless you're in it. Yeah, you don't want drama on your channel if it's just me, but you do want drama on your channel if it's me and Veronica. Now that is typical Stephanie Soo. She's done this to me a couple times.
Years later, he resurfaced the saga with long-form uploads and shorts, apologizing for chasing drama, but accusing her of rewriting him through performance and framing. The comments split again. Same players, new season.
I was immature, I was unkind, I was unprofessional, I was childish, I was wrong. Stephanie, I am genuinely sorry. You were not obligated to sit and gossip with me on camera. You didn't owe me that. And I was totally out of line for reacting the way I did.
So,
when
what happened to Nikocado Avocado? He apologized, accused her of rewriting him, and left us to decide, did he clear the air or just clear the exit? Drop a comment and hit subscribe.